In shot there, he's a horse who made a sparkling British debut in a novice handicap at Huntingdon, or in a handicap, I should say, at Huntingdon, where he beat a thoroughly exposed horse in Ben Telemar and went up a stone for so doing, much to the chagrin of the trainer, Nicky Henderson, who does not really fancy this horse at all today. The jockey doesn't seem terribly confident either. The owner's racing manager is a bit more confident that Simon Munir and Isaac Swed can get their fourth Scilly Isles winner on the bounce. A little bit of an enigma.
Yeah, I mean, he was good at Huntingdon, but he was good in a handicap against exposed horses. And this is a different kettle of fish this afternoon, and I don't think in terms of what he actually achieved at Huntingdon he's necessarily entitled to be the sort of short price favourite he is against a couple of horses like Cyrname and Calandra. Obviously, as a result of that performance, they've had a rethink about where they might have to run him now. The novice handicap at the Cheltenham Festival apparently was the plan. I was watching at home that afternoon, and I thought you wisely suggested that the Topham might be an option, and that met with derision, I think.
It met with derision from Anthony Bromley. It subsequently met with even more derision from Nicky Henderson.
I mean, the way he jumped, I thought, ooh, Topham looks ideal, but now he's got entries in the RSA, the whatever the golden, the JLT, the Golden Miller, and the Spa, the Albert Bartlett as well. So he's got those 3 Grade 1 entries now. He's marked too high to run in the novice handicap. This is an acid test for those Cheltenham aspirations.
It is. And the point is, for all he may not be able to beat a tree at home, we know that he's a good horse, even before the Huntingdon victory, because he had some very smart form at Auteuil. And Anthony Bromley has gone on record as saying that he'd been after him for some time, and he's a horse who was always going to be quite a late developer by French standards.
Yeah, and his form, as you say, this season mostly over fences has been of a pretty smart standard, but he stepped up on it at Huntingdon.
I thought Cyrname should be well suited by this.
I think so. He really should be suited by 2.5 miles. He is a keen sort of a horse, but he saw the race out really well at Kempton. He's won 2 of his 3 starts over fences. When he got beaten at Newbury, he tended to jump right on that occasion. I think his other 2 wins have been right-handed, and I think he's better going this way round, though he does have entries at Cheltenham in the Arkle and in the JLT.
Calandra's a 4-1 shot here for Neil Mulholland and Noel Feely. We were wondering about the Cheltenham form, his win at Cheltenham last time.
Well, it was a muddling sort of race. I mean, neither of his last 2 races have been well-run races. When he got beaten by Modus in the Rising Stars, last time he came from the back of the field. His jumping is a little bit suspect at the moment. It needs to be better. This should be a much better run race, and it may be that will help him.
And if this trip is a maximum for Cyrname, it's probably a minimum for West Approach.
I think so. He too has got Cheltenham entries, including in the RSA. His form so far over fences has been a bit mixed, really, but he has won a couple of his Quartetta races.
And no comment. This is a pretty tall order. First spin this season, first spin over the larger obstacles. Tom O'Brien riding for Philip Hobbs.
Yeah, interesting that Barry Geraghty, who's riding the other JP McManus horses this afternoon, is not on board. He's got the physique and the demeanour to make a chaser, no comment, but interesting that his only Cheltenham entry happens to be in the National Hunt Chase.
So this is the Grade 1 Scilly Isles Novices Chase, sponsored by Betfred TV. The last 3 winners of this race, Gitan du Berlay, Bristol de May, Top Notch, all ridden by Daryl Jacob, all owned by Simon Munir and Isaac Swed, who will just be watching on right now as Footpad beats Petit Mouchoir pair clear in the big novice chase at Leopardstown. Could it be one of the more productive 10 minutes in their ownership career? We will find out very shortly for the Grade 1 Scilly Isles in the company of Simon Holt.
Starter in position here. Flag raised. And they're away. Tier 4, the grey, is the first to head on with West Approach towards the outside. And then Cyrname towards the inner, who has made the running as they head towards the first of the 3 railway fences, and Cyrname disputing it with Tier 4. West Approach was probably not too fluid there. And then in behind them, No Comment and Calondra held up at the back of the field. One more of these fences to take. Cyrname and Tier 4 in the air together, and they've gone some way clear, a good 8 lengths clear of West Approach. No Comment and Calondra is weighted within the hands of Noel Feely. So the railway fences have been completed. They're quite well strung out already in this Betfred TV Scilly Isles Novices Chase, Grade 1, 2.5 miles, and heading towards the pond fence for the first time. And Cyrname has now taken over from Tier 4 in second, then West Approach. No Comment, the chasing debutant, back in 4th place, and finally the Cheltenham winner Calondra over the pond fence. Cyrname fluently to the other side in the hands of Sean Bowen. Tier 4 in second, Daryl Jacob for Nicky Henderson, who's won 4 of the last 10 runnings of this prize, including with Top Notch 12 months ago. Over in third there, West Approach, then No Comment, and finally Calondra. They approach an open ditch now. Cyrname by about 3 lengths to Tier 4 as they draw towards it. Cyrname stood right off it there, just had to reach slightly from Tier 4. West Approach back in third in the orange jacket, worn by Tom Scudamore, then No Comment and Tom O'Brien, and finally Calondra and Noel Feely. A circuit to go, and heading up the hill, Cyrname out in front from Tier 4 in second. West Approach on the inside is third, a couple of lengths or so away to No Comment, and finally Calondra, who was similarly ridden when successful at Cheltenham last time out, coming from the rear of the field and then quickening up well in the closing stages. They now run downhill the field here, the 5 runners, a little more closely packed than they were, and Cyrname on the inside of Tier 4. They're going stride for stride down the hill towards this plain fence. West Approach back in third, then No Comment on the outside, and Calondra looking on at the next. Both the leaders in good style there. Cyrname on the inside of Tier 4 as they head towards this right-hand turn into the back straight. Tier 4 a neck ahead now from Cyrname. The 7 fences down the back straight ahead of them. Tier 4 from Cyrname heading towards the first of these. A plain fence, jumping well again. West Approach over in third, No Comment and Calondra. Onto another plain fence now. Tier 4 put himself right over by a length to Cyrname in second, who's conceding £3 to the leader. Then West Approach, now an open ditch. Tier 4 stood right off it there, reached the other side quite comfortably from in second Cyrname. West Approach, Calondra's moved up into 4th place, demoting No Comment to last. Halfway down the back straight now, and Tier 4 by a length and a half over this one from Cyrname in second place. West Approach's jumping has just been a little scrappy at times. Calondra still travelling very kindly, and then No Comment. Back to the 3 railway fences. The jumping really under pressure here, and Cyrname just a little slow there, and Tier 4 lands about 3 lengths clear, going towards the middle one. Tier 4 from Cyrname. Tier 4 very sure-footed again. A better jump from Cyrname in second, then Calondra stalking them. The last in the back straight, and little in it there, maybe a half length between Tier 4 and Cyrname, who goes up on the outside of the leader once again. They're 5 lengths ahead of Calondra, and then another length and a half to No Comment, who's running on, and West Approach struggling. On the run now towards the third last, the pond fence in the Grade 1 Scilly Isles Novices Chase, and Tier 4 on the inside of Cyrname. No Comment running on the outside of Calondra, who now gets a shake or two of the reins from Noel Feely as they still approach this third last fence. Tier 4 and Daryl Jacob in the Simon Munier and Isaac Swed colours. The green jacket jumps it well. Cyrname will not go away in second though. They've pulled clear of No Comment. outside. They're going to fight it out between them. They're going to slug it out over the last two fences. Tear 4 still the leader. Cyrname on the outside as they approach the second last. Tear 4 got in a little close this time. Gives Cyrname half a chance on the outside as they race on towards the final fence. Tear 4 on the far side, the grey. Here's Cyrname joining him now with the last fence ahead of them. Tear 4 and Cyrname in the air together and now up the hill. On the far side, Tear 4. Cyrname won't go down without a battle. Tear 4 running on Gurley on the far side. A length clear. Cyrname coming back as they race up towards the line. Cyrname within a half length. Tear 4 holding on. Tear 4 has won the Scilly Isles from Cyrname in a dramatic finish. They're well clear of No Comment in third. Colondra 4 Weary and West Approach.
That was an absolutely terrific horse race. Tear 4 wins the Grade 1 for Nicky Henderson, Daryl Jacob, Simon Monier and Isaac Swade. A horse who may not impress his trainer at home, but he can't fail to impress you on the racecourse. 2 out of 2 in Great Britain now. Superb round of jumping and real tenacity and staying power up the hill as well. Cyrname would not leave him alone from 2 out to the line. Sean Bowen on Cyrname, Daryl Jacob with a 4th consecutive Scilly Isles on Tear 4, and they have pulled a mile clear. Ultimately of No Comment, who shaped quite well, or very well, on chasing debut here in a Grade 1. But these are 2 really talented horses, David.
Oh, we've had 2 cracking races over fences this afternoon. The 2 mile handicap was good. This race was really good as well. The 2 of them, sort of 9.5 out of 10 for jumping all the way around. There was just that minor mistake for Tear 4 2 out, which gave Cyrname a bit of a chance. He's almost on terms at the last, but the grey battles on really well up the Sandown run-in. We get so many tremendous finishes like this on this track, and these 2 horses have put up a tremendous spectacle here, a really good standard of novice chase that.
And Sean Bowen opted not to engage too readily down the back, and I thought it was a brilliant ride coming to the pond fence, because I thought, well, he's just saved enough. He had him perfectly poised